this was it. So good. That would have, my dad said that.
No, he's gonna.
I did. I slept.
On behalf of Woodbine Entertainment and the Horsemen's Benevolent and Protective Association, we're glad you're here. Welcome to the draw for the 148th running of the Queen's Plate. I should mention that this year we were contemplating giving this event a name change. We were thinking of calling it the Attard Family Breakfast, but at the last second we decided to go with the Queen's Plate draw. Ladies and gentlemen, the Queen's Plate is North America's oldest continuously run stakes race. The United States has the Kentucky Derby, France the Arc de Triomphe, Australia has the Melbourne Cup. But this is Canada's race, a race steeped in tradition with a long and storied past. The past winners of the Queen's Plate is like a who's who of Canadian racing superstars. Horses like With Approval, Ms. Vestia, Dance Smartly, Awesome Again, Wando, and of course the Great Northern Dancer, just to name a few. The Queen's Plate's the first leg of the Canadian Triple Crown, the second leg being the Prince of Wales at Fort Erie on the 15th of July, and the final leg, the Breeder Stakes, back here at Woodbine on the EP Taylor Turf Course on August the 5th, and we're looking forward to a thrilling renewal of the Queen's Plate on Sunday afternoon. At this time, would you please join me in welcoming the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Woodbine Entertainment, David Wilmot. David?
Thank you, Danny. Welcome, everyone, on behalf of all of us at Woodbine to the Queen's Plate Breakfast. It's always a terrifically exciting time of year. And the race on Sunday, for me, there's race year after year after year, but I always tend to look at the ownership representation of the horses, knowing how that feels, and look at the people. And I just want to say that this year there are four horses owned by three of our most loyal, long-time owners who have never won this race. Mel Lawson, the Stavro family, and Morgan Firestone. And I think it's wonderful. It's a testament to their stick-to-itiveness, the fact that they've stayed in what is a tough game sometime for many, many years. And if one of them should win, they are most deserving, which is not to say the other ones aren't deserving, but it's wonderful to see our long-time local owners win it who haven't won it before. The forecast is good. It sounds like it's going to be a wonderful day, and certainly we look forward to it and hope you're all there with us. Usually Danny deals with the draw masters and introduces them and talks about them, but I just want to talk about this morning. They are Cindy Clausen, and who you all know, and Brad May of the Anaheim Ducks. And I'm an Olympics junkie. I get teary-eyed and emotional at the time of the Olympics. I watch everything I can, and I just wanted to distinguish between these two athletes who practice their skills on the ice. I mean, I know that Brad can come back off a shift and be blowing a little bit because he's had a hard shift. But to watch the pain on the faces of those speed skaters at the end of some of those distance races, for me is just impossible to comprehend. And I just want to say how proud we are, because I'm not coming back up, how proud I am as a Canadian, and how proud I think we all are of Cindy's accomplishments. I know I was in tears after the race. In closing, I would just like to thank, on behalf of all of you, our food and beverage department, who at this time of year, with big events and with both breeds going on night and day, how hard they work. I'm very biased, but I've been at a lot of racetracks, and I think the food at this racetrack is as good or better than anywhere. And I would just like to thank them for everything they do for us at this busy time of year. Thank you all for being here.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of our special guests today is Cindy Clausen, Olympic champion and a speed skater extraordinaire. But Cindy didn't start out as a speed skater. In fact, she started out as a hockey player. At age 16, she played for Canada's junior national team. And when she wasn't selected for the 1998 Canadian Olympic women's hockey team, she was devastated, and her parents suggested that she try speed skating. And as they say, The rest is history. Within a year, she cracked the lineup to compete in the Canada Winter Games. Incredibly, in February of '99, she earned a spot on the junior national team. Cindy Clausen was on her way. The following year, she made the national team and surprised even herself with a bronze medal in the Salt Lake City Winter Olympics in the 3,000 meters. Fast forward to the Torino Olympics in 2006. Wow. She opened with a bronze medal in the 3,000 meters. She followed that with a silver in the 1,000, then another silver in the pursuit. She struck Olympic gold in her specialty, the 1,500 meters, and then bronze again in the 5,000. 5 medals in one Olympic Games. At the closing ceremonies in Torino, Cindy was named Canada's flag bearer and was proclaimed by IOC President Jacques Rogue as the Woman of the Games. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the winner of last year's Lumarge Trophy as Canada's Outstanding Athlete of the Year, the most decorated Olympian in Canadian sports history, Cindy Clausen. Cindy was telling me earlier she's never been to a racetrack. After that, I think she's coming back. Cindy, 5 medals in one Olympic Games. Before you flew into Torino, did you ever give it even a thread of thought that you could win 5 medals in one Olympic Games?
No, that never crossed my mind. I mean, going into the Olympics, all I wanted to do was better than I had done in the previous Olympics, and that was a bronze medal in the 3,000 meter. So coming out of the Games, I was just floored and so excited.
Now tell us about the hockey experience. You tried to make the women's national hockey team. That didn't work out. How did you evolve into speed skating?
Well, my parents suggested it since I was a strong skater in hockey. And so then I thought, well, I'll give it a try. I thought it would be really easy. I'd just be a little faster because the blades are longer. But I could barely stand up on them, and little 5-year-old kids were flying past me on the ice. So it was pretty hard and a very humbling experience.
Can you remember a moment in time when you started speed skating where you said to yourself, you know, I'm getting pretty good at this. This could work for me?
I think it was probably my second year of skating because, like you said, I made it to the Canada Winter Games, but I also surprised myself by making it to the Junior World, and I won a medal there, and I think that's when I decided, well, I could actually go for the sport.
Of all your accomplishments, Cindy, what are you most proud of?
I'd have to say it was probably the World Championships in 2001 in Budapest, and I came 4th overall, and I think that's when I really thought I'd have a chance at getting to the Olympics and actually winning a medal there.
And speaking of the Olympics, what's your favorite Olympic memory?
There were so many. I mean, carrying the flag at the end, I was so proud to carry the flag for our country, but I think one that sticks in my mind is when Claire Hughes, who was here last year, I heard, she won gold in the 5,000 meter and I won bronze, and we got to stand on the podium and sing "Oh Canada" together, and that was just a great experience.
How much has your life changed since winning those medals in Torino?
It's changed quite a bit. I mean, I'm a pretty shy person, and so sometimes I get recognized when I'm out, especially in Winnipeg, my hometown, and so it seems kind of strange because sometimes people will be staring and I'll think, oh, is there something on my face? But it's been fun, and I mean, I'm looking forward to 2010 now.
That was going to be my final question, Cindy. Vancouver has the Winter Olympics in 2010, and I would imagine the expectations of the country will be pretty heavy for you. Will it be easy to deal with that pressure?
Yeah, the pressure will always be there, I think, for our whole team, just because it's in Canada, but I just have to focus on doing what I know to do best and just skate my races and have fun with it, because ultimately that's the best thing about skating.
Cindy, just to reiterate what David says, you can't believe how proud we are of your accomplishments and the grace and the dignity in which you've handled yourself, and you make us all very proud to be Canadians. Thanks, Cindy.
Thank you very much.
Cindy Clausen, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another very special guest joining us today for the Queen's Plate draw. Brad May of the Stanley Cup champion Anaheim Ducks. A Toronto native, May has played 16 seasons in the NHL. A that plane fly over. NHL with Buffalo, Vancouver, Phoenix, and Colorado. But talk about being in the right place at the right time. This past season, while playing with Colorado, Brad, otherwise known as Mayday, was injured in a preseason game, and he missed the first 53 games of the season. On February 27th of this year, after returning to the lineup with the Avalanche for just 10 games, he was traded to the Anaheim Ducks. And incredibly, just over 3 months later, Brad was hoisting the Stanley Cup over his head for the first time and joyously skating a victory lap around the Anaheim rink with one of the most cherished trophies in sport. Brad is also well known for his tireless dedication to charities, among them the Hockey Stars for Hope, the Shoot for a Cure Foundation, and the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming from the Stanley Cup champion Anaheim Ducks, Brad May. From California to be with us today. Hey, Bradley, come on to this side of it. Brad, any guy that's out here, when we were kids, playing on the road, we dreamt of holding the Stanley Cup. You got to do it, man. Tell us what that felt like.
Well, I was one of those kids. I grew up with an older brother that not only beat me up every day, but normally every day he won the Stanley Cup in those games. But what a dream come true. The last few weeks have been amazing, and you alluded to the fact that I was in Anaheim for 3 months. Best part about that is being a Canadian living in Southern California. I got traded. The first day I woke up, it was sunny and warm, and it was the same way every day after that. So just an incredible experience, and one I'll always cherish.
Now, you've been involved in thoroughbred racing a little bit. Tell the people about that.
Well, my father-in-law, Ernie Terrell, had me buy a horse in a claiming race here at Woodbine. Scott Fairley, who's a local trainer, did a magnificent job. We won twice, and about a year and a half later, all the money I put into that horse was gone, and I owed more. So, both horses got claimed, but Scott and Ernie, they want to get back in the game.
You were injured in Colorado after signing with them for 53 games, had shoulder surgery. When you're laid up with that injury, 53 games is a long time. What was going through your mind? Did you think I might pack it in, or did you think just a blip in the road? What was going on?
Myself, I don't think I ever thought that I'd be finished. I still think that I have a lot left in these legs. I can still skate pretty well. Not quite like our gold medal winning Olympian Cindy. So congratulations, by the way. You made us all proud, and it's so nice. She's a thoroughbred, I'm a plow horse. So, 16 years old, so that's good.
When you were traded to Anaheim, do you immediately think, geez, I got a shot at winning the Stanley Cup here?
I did. Obviously, playing for Colorado, we feared playing Anaheim because they're such a good team, and they got off to such a good start this year. I think everybody thought that it would be a Buffalo Anaheim final, but the Senators were a terrific team, and we came out, we had a great series. Obviously, we were the winners, but the guys in Ottawa had a heck of a year, and it must be tough on their side, but we're having a lot of fun out in Anaheim.
I mean, you've turned into a rock star. Jaguar Pronger and you were on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno Monday night. You threw out the opening pitch at the Anaheim Stadium. It must have been a kick to be on The Tonight Show and to throw out the first pitch.
It's funny. It's like, where's Waldo? I keep popping up everywhere, but the Jay Leno Show was a real neat experience for us, and I hugged Arnold Schwarzenegger on the stage, the Terminator, which was really neat. But it's been terrific. What an experience! A Canadian boy growing up with a dream. And the thing is, our team, when we were playing, we came up here. Everybody was talking about Ottawa being the Canadian team, and we had the most Canadian kids on our team. So we're proud to be hockey players, proud to be Canadian, and we work hard for it. It's fun.
One final question, Brad. Every player gets the Stanley Cup for a day, and I know because we've talked that you haven't had it yet. What are your plans when you get the Stanley Cup? And when are you getting it,
I don't know when I'm going to get it, but I have two promises. I'm going to go to both grandmothers' houses. I'm going to get pictures where we used to have Christmas and Thanksgiving, and obviously I have to share it with them first, but family. And then I'm going to roll through Stoveland, Markham, where I grew up. I don't know what the festivities will be, and then I'm going to take it up to Lake Joseph, which is up in the Muskokas, where I have a cottage.
There'll be no alcohol involved in Lake Joseph.
No, it'll all be in the cup.
Brad May, ladies and gentlemen, of the Stanley Cup champion Anaheim Ducks. Thanks, brother. Well done.
Yeah, I'm just going to get Brad right now.
Is anyone on the middle?
They come to the Queen's Plate.
I can't compete with you.
Yeah, come more towards me. All the way up. Just lower the sign. Then lower it down. Just lower it down. Yeah, more push it up.
Like all the harness races.
That's it, right?
That green one at guards.
Oh, yeah.
That's good. Move right over, guys. Move right over. Yeah, that's good. Hold it right there. Hold it right there. See, guys? Okay, that's good.
I want two birds here.
And, okay. Okay, hold it right there, guys.